Hello guys, my name is Jonathan Shitruk, and today I would like to talk to you about our 6 mental muscles that we have in our conscious mind. Most of us basically all of us are actually using them every single day, but we are not really aware of them because we are aware more of our sensory factors. So let's go here to the board, and on the board I already draw here the secret genie, the stick person, that give us an image of the mind and how it works, okay? Now we have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body, of course. And it's how we use our mind that control the vibration our body is in, and that control the results in our life, right? Now here, on top of the conscious mind, we have the sensory factors. They look like a small antennas. We have 5 of them, and that's let us basically communicate and connect to the outside world. Okay, very, very important, but that's not where the secret, where all the things come from. The potential, let's call it. So those are what we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Okay? Now most of us living through them, and when we live from the sensory factor, basically we let the outside world control what's going on inside of us, okay? And we program whatever going outside to control our inside, okay? But that's not where the secret's coming from. And the only thing we need is basically knowledge, okay? So still also in the conscious mind, we have something that's called mental muscles. We can practice them exactly like when we're going to the gym. We have actually exercises for each and every one of them. We cannot see them, like those sensory factors that we can actually see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, and we know they're there, right? We cannot see them in the mirror when we're looking, but understanding and the knowledge let us know that they are inside. And most of us really working through them. Very rarely that a person originates an idea through them, but we're working through them. So let's go through the 6 mental muscles, and I'll explain you in each one of them. So the first one gonna be the imagination. Okay? The imagination is the greatest nation in the world. You know, everything, it's like the factory. Everything is originated over there. You know, everything in the outside world basically originates in one individual, in one mind. Okay? The table, the chair, the board, everything was made by one individual. He thought about it first, and then he created in theory, and then it became a fact. Okay? Now the second one, it's our will. Okay? Or in other words, our ability to focus. That gives us the ability to focus regardless of what's going on around us. And that's very, very important. And we have exercises also how to focus, how to strengthen your will. Because both of them are basically muscles. We can practice both of them. If we're gonna sit down, relax our body, really get into a sleepy, drowsy state, and then start to imagine what we really want in life, we're practicing imagination. If we're doing it every single day, you know the results. We're gonna have a very strong imagination. And then if we focus with the will, you know, also huge thing, like a very big thing can happen. The third mental muscle is gonna be our reasoning factor. Reason. Our reasoning factor gives us the ability to originate an idea. So it's also connected to the imagination. Our reasoning factor is what separates us from all the animals' kingdom. You know, most of the animals cannot really reason to themselves because they're born into an instinct. You know, when let's say when a squirrel is born in the summer, okay, he knows to start to gather nuts or food to the winter, even though he never saw the winter. He's just born into an instinct. No one needs to teach him that. He just started and do what, you know, he was programmed to do by God, of course. So that's the reason we have the ability to choose, to accept or reject, to originate an idea, and that's one of the biggest faculties. The fourth mental muscle, it's our memory. Our memory, it's basically the storage. Okay, everything is over there. There is no such thing as a bad memory. You know, it's a muscle, and usually when we are not practicing this muscle, it's rendered useless, right? Like exactly when we're not going to the gym or when we're going only one time. It's not gonna make any difference, right? We need to practice those things every single day, and we have exercises for that. The fifth one is intuition. Now, most of us, when we talk about intuition with our ignorance, we refer intuition as the sixth sense, right? Like, when you say this woman have a very good intuition, it's the sixth sense. But it's only ignorance. We have only 5 sensors, but intuition, it's a mental muscle. Intuition gives us the ability to pick other person's energy, to get his energy, to get the situation energy without talking, because we feel it. We can sense it because everything is vibrating. And if there is a restaurant or a meeting or gathering, and the feeling is good, we feel it. The vibe in the air is good and we feel it. We don't need to talk. We don't need to say anything. We just feel it, and we can pick up the energy, and we know if it's good or bad. And that leads us also to the sixth sense that's called perception. Perception, it's a very, very interesting thing, because perception is our point of view, how we view the world, right? Me and you can look at the same thing, but we might not see the same thing, right? Because we don't see with our eyes, we see through our eyes with cells of recognition in our brain, okay? So what we actually see, it's not what's actually there, it's what we actually think it is. The picture we have in our mind about these things create the thing for us, okay? And the perception, and I will go into that also in another video, where we have all 12 laws of the universe. Perception, we can change it. We can change our perception. If we see something bad in it, we have to understand by the law of polarity that everything has an opposite, that there is something good. If we see something bad, must be something good in everything. There is good, there is bad. Even in the worst situation that you think is bad, you have something good in it. You just need to harvest the good. It's very hard when you are in a low negative vibration to think about the good, because it's way up there, the good, and you up here, or the other way. When you see very, very good, it's very, very hard to you to see the bad, okay? But just understand it. When you originate here the Y idea, that's different than the X type conditioning. If you go to my previous video, you will understand, because we have here the ability to think. You hold it with the will, you originate this Y idea with the imagination, you reason with that, right? You accept it, and then you store it in your memory, right? And then with perception, every time when you get emotionally involved in your subconscious mind, and it scared you very much because you have a different kind of programming, you know how to change your perception about it and think about only the good thing about this stuff. We need to eliminate the negative and program only positive things, and when we do that, everything starts to shift. Then when we do it over and over and over and over again, by repetition, because that's basically how we learn stuff, the paradigm, the subconscious mind, move the body into this Y type vibration, and then we get the type Y results that we really want. And then we control it from the inside out. We control it from the inside out with our mental muscles. But we have to practice them, right? The law of cause and effect. How much you put in, that's how much you get out in exact same proportion. Okay, so it's very, very important to grasp this idea. But if we will let the sensors outside and let the social media, that it's a very good thing, there is a great thing about social media, but there is also very bad stuff because people living other people's life through the social media. So if we let this part of our mind control, what we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. You remember what I said in previous video? With this part of our mind control only 2 to 4% of our potential, but this part of our mind control 96 to 98. It's like all the potential is here, but we have to get the potential with that. We have to impress it over and over and over again by repetition, and this is our idea, okay? And it's a great thing. In the next lesson, I will also explain you a little bit further about the paradigm, about the 12 universal laws that we have here, and yeah, It'll be great. So I hope you understand it. I hope you like it. And also I will explain and give you more exercises of how to practice those mental muscles that we have high as faculties. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I want to see you in the next video.